Okay, let's get real about business plans. And I want you to forget everything you think you know, especially that dusty 50-page document you write once and then shove in a drawer forever. Today, we're going to completely reframe what a business plan is. We're turning it from a static document into a living, breathing operating system that actually runs your business.
So here's the game plan. First, we're going to bust the huge myth that makes most business plans totally useless. Then, I'll show you the two-plan system that separates the businesses that thrive from the ones that just don't. After that, we'll dig deep to find your business's true identity, build a smart offer ladder that actually makes you money, and lock in a simple operating rhythm to make it all happen. Stick with me, because by the end, you won't just have a plan, you'll have a real system for getting things done.
All right, let's dive into Section 1, the business plan myth. This is where we get brutally honest about why those documents we spend weeks perfecting almost always end up collecting dust on a shelf.
I want you to be honest with yourself for a second. If you have a business plan, when was the last time you actually used it to make a real decision? If you're thinking, I honestly can't remember, you're not alone. In fact, you're in the vast majority.
And this isn't just a feeling. It's a huge problem. Get this. Research shows that a staggering 75% of business plans are never even looked at again after they're written. Just think about that for a second. 3/4 of all that effort, all that research, all those late nights, basically for nothing. It's a clear sign that we've completely misunderstood what a business plan is even for.
And this right here. This gets to the absolute heart of it. Founders rarely fail because of bad ideas or a lack of hustle. No way. They fail because there's this giant gap between the beautiful plan on paper and the messy reality of running the business day to day. When your plan is just a theory, your business is basically running on chaos.
So, what's the fix? Well, it's a simple but incredibly powerful shift in thinking. You don't need one plan. You actually need two.
Yep, this is the secret that's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. While most of us are taught to write this one giant, all-encompassing plan, the founders who are actually winning know that you have to separate the plan you show outsiders from the plan you use to run things on the inside.
Let's break down what that really means. On one side, you have your formal plan. Think of this as the shiny brochure you give to investors or the bank. It's static, it's polished, and its main job is just to prove you're credible. But then you have the living operating plan. This is for you and your team. It's dynamic, it can be messy, and its only purpose is to help you make decisions every single week. To put it simply, one plan proves, the other performs.
Okay, now we're getting to the absolute foundation of your living plan. Before you can map out anything else, you have to answer a much deeper question about your business's true identity. And here's the twist, it has nothing to do with what you sell. It's all about who your clients become after they work with you.
This is what we call the identity shift. It's the real transformation that's at the heart of your business. Your customers aren't just buying a service or a product. They're buying a new, better version of themselves. They're buying an identity.
Let me make this super concrete for you. A financial advisor doesn't really sell mutual funds or investment strategies. What they're really selling is the identity shift. The client gets to become someone who makes confident money decisions. See? That's a powerful transformation, and it's worth way more than a simple stock tip.
Here's another one to really drive it home. You don't hire a branding consultant just to get a new font or a cool logo. You hire them to achieve an identity shift, to become a business that looks credible and established. I'm telling you, when you nail this, your marketing suddenly becomes 1,000 times easier.
Okay, so you know the transformation you provide. That's huge. But how do you actually sell it? How do you turn that identity shift into actual revenue? Well, that's where the offer ladder comes in. It's a brilliant way to structure everything you sell around that core transformation. Just picture a ladder with 3 rungs. At the very bottom, you have an entry offer that gives people a low-risk way to get a taste of your magic. In the middle, you've got your core offer, which delivers the full transformation. And way up at the top, a premium offer for those clients who want the deepest level of support. This structure is amazing because it means you have an answer for someone no matter where they are on their journey with you.
Let's look at that first rung, the entry offer. This is your front door. It has to be a total no-brainer, a low-risk way for someone to experience how brilliant you are. Maybe it's a workshop, a paid diagnostic, a small course. The goal is super simple. Deliver a quick win, show them how you work, and make taking the next step up to your core offer feel like the most obvious decision in the world.
Now, each rung on this ladder has a very specific job to do. Your entry offer, that's your lead generator.
Your core offer, that's the primary revenue driver. It's the engine of your entire business. And your premium offer, that's your highest profit margin play for a handful of your best clients. Knowing these roles is so critical for knowing where to focus your time and energy.
So, take a second and ask yourself this. Really think about it. Which of your offers is the real workhorse? You might love your entry-level product, but which one actually pays the bills and keeps the lights on? Knowing the answer to that question brings so much clarity. Most founders spread their energy way too thin. Don't do that. Focus on what works.
So you've got your identity shift, you've got your offer ladder, you're doing great. But a brilliant strategy is totally useless if you don't execute it. And that brings us to the final crucial piece of the puzzle, your operating rhythm. This is the system that turns your amazing plan into consistent action.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? A perfect plan that just sits there is worthless. But a simple plan with a consistent weekly rhythm, that is absolutely unstoppable. The problem isn't your plan, it's the lack of a pulse.
And this right here requires a huge mindset shift. I want you to forget about the perfect annual plan. Instead, I want you to get obsessed with small, consistent actions every single week. Real momentum isn't built in some fancy quarterly planning session. It's built in the daily and weekly grind of just getting it done.
And the best part is the solution is so simple. It's a 15-minute weekly review. Every single Friday, you just ask yourself 3 simple questions. 1, what actually moved the business forward this week? 2, what created friction or caused me to do rework? And 3, what's one small adjustment I'm going to make next week? This little habit is what keeps your plan alive. It turns it from a static map into a dynamic GPS that reroutes you in real time. Wow, okay, we have covered a lot of ground. We've busted the big business plan myth, and we've built a whole new framework from the ground up. So, the question is, what are you going to do with it?
Let's do a quick recap. Number 1, get crystal clear on the identity shift you provide your clients. Number 2, build your offer ladder to deliver that transformation. Number 3, create a dead simple weekly operating rhythm to make sure you're always moving forward. And finally, the most important part of all, execute, adjust, repeat. That is the entire game.
And that brings us to our final and honestly, the most important question of all. You now have the framework for a business plan that actually works. A plan that lives and breathes and grows with your business. But a plan only works if you do. So, will you work it?